2 weeks left of Marshall the Miracle Dog being filmed in and around the St. Louis metropolitan area. Zach Lewis plays one of the kids in the movie. Zach, welcome to Big 550 KTRS.
Hi.
Your father, Mark Anthony, joins us. Mark Anthony, people know you from being a DJ around town?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, they do know me.
How long were you in town for?
12 years.
12 years.
I worked at Kicks 106. I worked at K-Hits. I also worked at 97.1 in its various incarnations. So, yeah.
Right. And then you were married, or you are married currently.
Well, I'm about to say, unless you're going to tell me something I don't know, sure.
Dana Daniels is your wife.
She is, yeah.
She worked here at the Big 550 KTRS. She worked on the show for a couple of years.
Yeah, she did. And now she's out in L.A. She works for the American Cancer Society out there.
All of you as a family moved out to L.A.
Yeah, Zach and I went for 8 months, and then because Dana had a contract she was working out, and then she ended up coming out in 2012.
And so the idea was he wanted to become a television radio star, television, TV, movie star. Is that right?
Whatever they'll give me the opportunity to do. Whichever one works.
Kind of a big step, right? To just sort of sell it all and go to L.A., right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
we kind of took the easier route, or the safer route, I should say, because like I said, Dana had a contract with her job here, and we're one of the few families out there that we know that everybody is there, because there are so many people that, okay, I'm out here with Zach, but we have another kid, and he's a senior in high school, and you don't want to take him out of school, so there are so many families that fly back and forth. Mom and dad take turns. But like I said, she had a contract, so we went out on the 6-month plan of, okay, we'll give it a try for 6 months, because what's the worst thing that happens? You discover you don't like it. You discover it's not what you thought it would be, or you miss your mom and your friends too much. Well, guess what? Mom's at home, dog's at home. Everything's okay if you don't want to do it. No big deal. But he ended up doing really well. He landed a movie maybe 2 months into being there, 3 months being in there, called Golden Winter, that was on DVD. Funny enough, it's a family movie about dogs. He plays a bully. Shannon Elizabeth's in the movie as well. So he goes for a really specific movie.
I've already been typecasted for being the bully in Shannon Elizabeth dog movies.
But
Shannon Elizabeth plays the mom of the kid I bully in both of them. It's really weird.
But I described this other movie he was in, but it was produced by The Asylum, which, if you know them, they do Sharknado.
They do Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus. So when I walked into their studio, they had the big prop, like two-headed sharks, big prop octopuses. I'm like, I love this already.
But like I said, he was in the Family Puppy movie, so no giant mutant sharks in his movie.
I didn't get to.
Okay, so Zach Lewis, you go out to L.A. and you then land a role in St. Louis.
Yep, we went out to L.A. and then got sent straight back.
And you did your interview or your audition via Skype.
Yeah, because they were the director was in St. Louis when I was in L.A., so we auditioned over Skype, and that was my first time on Skype, so I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
But I guess it worked.
Yeah. Okay, so first, you were there Saturday, right?
Yep.
More importantly, how was I on Saturday?
You were good.
No, seriously, Zach, tell the truth.
You looked fantastic. I could feel the character.
You were very mayor. You were the mayor. You very mayoral.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And I only forgot my line once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody usually forgets their line at least like once or twice.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you see that from a professional actor.
Okay.
We're
But
acting peeps.
Here's the deal, Zach. Okay, so McGraw was talking about, getting his own trailer.
Yeah.
And, Mark, I know you have a blog, Dadager.
I do,
Now,
yes.
he was taking photos. Zach actually does have a trailer.
Well, that
On the
was
set.
Well, that was one of the problems I had. I didn't get script approval until Friday night.
Yeah.
My people finally signed off on a Friday night, but this big shot from LA had to come in and steal my trailer.
But if you look at my blog lately, it's nothing but photos of Zach sleeping in the trailer
Yeah, he is
over
doing a lot
and
of
over and
sleeping.
over. Yeah.
Because whenever like I do a shot, it's like my character will have a couple scenes, and then they'll do a couple scenes of other characters, and that usually takes like an hour and a half. So I just go and take a nap in the trailer. So I'm rested and great for my next scene.
Yeah.
They're planning on 2 more weeks of filming. Are you here 2 more weeks?
Yep, I'm here for the next 2 weeks.
And then you're off after this. You're off to somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm off to Colorado in August to shoot another series I booked, like a Amazon. You know how Amazon and Hulu are starting to make their own series?
Right.
I booked an Amazon series.
It's about like a Boy Scout camp up in the Colorado Rockies.
Okay.
And we're going on location to shoot up in the Colorado Rockies.
What's interesting is I played in this part with Matthew Settle, who was in Band of Brothers, who was the psycho guy in Band of Brothers. And when I was getting ready to meet him, I was really worried that he was going to be the psycho. And I was like, oh, my goodness, he's going to like go psycho on me. But it turned out he was acting. You're playing a bully.
Yeah.
It's got to be you're playing you're the bad guy.
Oh, yeah. I'm
It's
the
all
antagonist of the
real.
movie.
It's all real.
That's I mean, that's kind of tough for, how old are you?
15.
That's hard for a 15-year-old to act playing a bully.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some pressure on you.
Yeah, the weird thing is these first 2 weeks of shooting, we've been shooting the last part of the movie, and all of the end scenes are when the bully is redeemed and everybody becomes friends. So I haven't even gotten to be mean yet because we've been doing all the redemption scenes.
Right.
So starting tomorrow, I finally get to be a jerk.
Is it bizarre to shoot out of sequence?
Yeah, that is weird. It's like, well, you do it because whatever location's available first. Like, 'cause we had the fair location available first because the movie ends with like everybody's happy at a fair. So we just shot that first. So it all depends on what's available and what isn't. But you just got to roll with the flow.
You also, I realized, and I knew this, but it really came home, is that you have very little control over how you look and how you sound.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're in charge of your lines and your role.
Yep.
But they got a sound guy, you have a makeup person, you have a hair person, you have a wardrobe person, you have a director, and you have the other actors. And all of those other things can go wrong, and you can be perfect, and yet you're deemed to be in a bad movie or a bad actor.
Yeah, you definitely have to be a team player on a movie because if everybody's like working together, being a team player and teamwork, it all comes together.
Yeah. Mark, tell us about your blog.
My blog is basically it's half about Zach's adventures and half about just making fun of people that I meet in LA, quite frankly. But it's basically the adventures of Zach and how he is growing and learning in LA, and just some behind the scenes stuff about different casting notices that come out, about different parents that we've met, because there are so many parents there who it seems like their main job at auditions is just to psych out every other person at the audition.
Is it true?
The parents?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Is it true that parents will stand at the front door and say, sorry, the casting is over with?
Yep.
They have already found their person?
Yep, they have done that just to try and shoo you away so their child will have a better shot at it.
Like they'll ask you like, oh, they'll pretend like they're having a nice conversation. Oh, can I see your like your headshot,
I
your
love
pictures?
this, yeah.
And this is the best example I've ever seen. And it wasn't me. It was some kid that's sitting next to me. The kid handed the mom the picture. It's like, oh yes, this is my headshot. And she looks at his picture and goes, oh, how quaint, and hands it back.
Oh, that is just.
Yeah.
What about the parent who says that my kid turned down the Disney role because it just wasn't right for her?
Yep. There's plenty of that.
That would be a parent who is lying to your face. I would just say that right now.
Mark, are you one of the few dadagers, or is it mainly moms that go?
It is mainly moms. Myself and all the other stage moms have bonded over the years. But no, it's mainly the moms that are out there. I just got lucky enough that I was able to do a lot of freelance jobs. I do a lot of social media and a lot of copywriting that allows me to get around with him and take him to auditions. But as you say, he's 15, almost 16, so give another 3 or 4 months, and good luck. We're all counting on you, Zach, driving to those auditions. So,
there's you see the same kids at all the same auditions, right?
Yeah. I see this. My friend David, I'm pretty sure I see at least 2 out of 3 auditions. We see that kid.
And then how many auditions do you go on?
On like if it's really like sporadic on a good day, you'll randomly have like 2 months where you're going on like 3 or 4 auditions a week, and then you'll have 2 months where you go on 2 auditions that entire month.
But it's funny when you go out there talking about the kids and the parents and all that. Every parent is convinced that their child is going to be a star, and they're convinced that their kid has that special something. And it doesn't take you long to realize the first or second audition you walk in, it's like, oh, there's 50 Zachs right there. You know, 50 kids with
It's
the
so
same.
weird when you
50
walk into
kids
an
with the
audition and see
yeah.
50 kids that look exactly like you.
Yeah,
That is
same hair
weird.
color, same haircut, you know, same look and everything. So, I mean, it honestly, and I mean, part of it is his talent. I'll speak highly of him because he's my kid. Part of it is his talent and his drive, but so much of it is just luck and connections. Because, like with the Marshall thing, Carrie Hauk, who was the casting director, was Zach's first acting coach here in St. Louis. So we had that connection. Dana had interviewed Cindy before, Marshall's owner, on the radio a couple of years ago. So a lot of this, once again, I mean, he's talented, but it's just who you know so many times.
There's also a dark side to Hollywood, and Corey Feldman was just on the show talking about the dark side. I'm sure half of the reasons, 99% of the reasons why you and Dana are there is to make sure nothing happens to him.
Oh, yeah.
And also to make sure his head stays somewhat level.
Oh, very much so, because there are so many talented kids out there, and you hate to put it this way, but there's so many kids that you talk to them, you look at them, and you can just tell it's like, okay, give it about a year, and there's going to be some trouble happening with you. And it's nothing against the kid. It's just either the parents are pushing them because they're living through the child,
Right.
or they weren't able to make whatever dreams come true, or they get a little success, and you hear this so many times, and there's not someone there to tell the kid no. I mean, we have been on the 101 driving before. We have seen a car flying by us, and it's like, oh, well, there's Bieber going 100. No, and we're not kidding, by the way.
That's
Yeah,
not a joke.
yeah, and he's the prime example these days.
Yep.
Just someone they won't say no to.
Mark Anthony, the website.
It is dadager.blogspot.com.
All right. And then Zach Lewis, best of luck to you. We'll see you at the opening, right?
Yeah, thank
we'll
you,
be
sir.
We'll be on the red carpet together.
Awesome. Well, I will see you there.
Yeah, don't be small time with me either.
I won't. I promise I won't.
And tell Dana we said the best of luck to her, and
I will.
Good to see things are going well for you guys.
Thank you for having us
Thank
on. I
you.
appreciate it.
You got it. Always a pleasure. 8:50.